Well, a very warm welcome to you, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Sare, Jahan se Acha, I'm Mona Dethe. Welcome you to this lovely platform of PRERNA, a platform where we inspire people, where we bring people who have done phenomenal good work in a small way, bringing a huge impact. And today with us, we have Shalini Datta. A very warm welcome to you, Shalini.
Thank you so much, Mona.
And how does it feel to be here?
It feels wonderful to have received such a platform, which is, spreading stories of goodness. And I hope that these stories can reach out to a wider audience and inspire and encourage many more. So it feels absolutely humbling, at the same time very, very nice to be here.
So beautiful. And let me tell you, you have such a charming smile.
Thank you.
So does that smile get you to bringing aftertaste to where it is today?
I mean, I can't say much for the smile, but I think what I truly believe is that, when you do something good, it comes back to you.
Totally.
So, and people pay it forward.
Yeah.
So, and I think that really goes a long way in spreading the message of goodness.
Yes, and when you do it, I think with so much of clarity of thoughts and intentions, it reflects on the face. It's an interesting work that you're doing, Shalini. Well, I was just reading through and beautiful. I mean, you're working with women who've never been out of their houses.
Yeah, that's
so how did this work start? You know, I'm sure when it started, it was challenging.
Yeah, sure. So, take you through my journey.
Yeah.
I was born in a family of a doctor father and a homemaker mother.
Okay.
And I think my childhood days, I saw a lot of service and giving in my family. And I think that somewhere inculcated a sense of, a culture of service in me, which manifested many years later. And after I progressed to my high school and I completed my 12th standard, I took up engineering like many others and joined, and after 4 years of engineering, I joined the IT bandwagon. I had got through a reputed software company, and I think that time I did not really question myself that what I really wanted to do. It was more about, oh, how can I let go of such a good opportunity?
Right.
And only after I spent a few years in that industry, when I really started questioning myself. And I think coupled with that was what you saw on a daily basis.
Yeah.
The widening gap between the have and the have-nots,
Correct.
and the glaring examples of inequity which was present in our day-to-day lives.
True.
A small office boy who sold tea outside my office, or the child begging at a traffic signal. So every day those sights and the little
they're painful.
Yeah. And I think, of course, we all experience that and we are all disturbed by that. And that became so disturbing that I decided to do something about it, and not just be a passive audience to the whole thing, and not just be a passive participant in these cubicle discussions about what is not right.
Yeah. One needs to be action oriented.
I think though corporate world mein one good thing is there's a corporate social responsibility wing. So initially, just to address that deep desire in me कि मुझे कुछ करना है, and not just 5 days of work, and where you are sitting and coding. Of course, you are learning technically, but you also want to make a difference. तो initially मैंने वो corporate social responsibility wing के साथ काम शुरू किया, and after doing that, my desire grew even stronger.
Wow.
I was already sort of in a comfortable space. I was working in the software and had already spent more than 7 years. So just the decision to quit is not easy.
Totally, I understand.
And but I think एक दिन जब मैं ऑफिस आ रही थी टैक्सी में घर से, I met a small boy traffic signal में, and वो काफ़ी बड़ी signal है, and it is in Calcutta where I was working that time. So I thought, अच्छा, he came to ask for money as always. I thought, okay, maybe I can talk to him, and in that 2 minutes of conversation, I can make him stop begging. I mean, you are such a naive optimist that you think you can bring about change.
I wish it happened that crisp. Yeah.
And so after 5 minutes of conversation, when the signal turned green, what happened next was sort of left me in shock. The boy, he sort of shot his hand out and he hit me on the chest and he ran away. And he left a black print of his hand on my shirt, which I washed after reaching office. But I think he left an indelible mark on my mind and my heart. And that was the turning point. जब मुझे लगा बस अब this is the time is now. And after 6 months, I decided to quit. And I decided to quit and look for answers of what can I do so that I can do something in the space.
You know, so Mr. Raja from Sare, Jahan Se Acha, he always says everything and anything you need to do good is just beyond your comfort zone. So, you know, kuch paane ke liye tumhe kuch khona padta hai. And this is what you've done phenomenally. Well, so now IT की नौकरी आपने quit कर दी और रहे क्या कहते हैं तारे ज़मीं पर. And there starts the beautiful journey of Aftertaste. So tell us something about Aftertaste. How did it start? How did it evolve? And why women?
Sure. So if I have to talk about Aftertaste, I will have to travel a little backwards. And
we'd love to hear it.
It started, so after I took that plunge with a leap of faith, you know, and quit my IT job, what I found out was an organization called Teach for India.
Correct.
Which is an organization which sends working professionals as well as graduates to teach full-time in schools which are under-resourced and understaffed. So, and because I personally wanted to bring about change, but Teach for India was talking about bringing about systemic change, not create a parallel system. And I realized that it was so important to work with an organization to understand first. So I applied for the fellowship and then got selected and moved to Mumbai. And I was allocated a school in Malad West, Malvini, to teach for 2 years. It's a 2-year fellowship. I was allocated a school of 80 MCGM kids. And
so must have been a great experience.
Yeah, that is, I think that was sort of paved the way for Aftertaste and what I do today. Because in that classroom I learned lessons which I'm carrying with me and which set the ball rolling. Because these were children who were studying for the first time. Their parents were not literate. These were children from extremely difficult backgrounds. And just to make them learn and sort of create an environment which makes them invested in the process of education and their parents. So that classroom made me realize that change was possible. And while I was teaching them, I met women from the community, the mothers of the children. And these women would come and share their own stories with me of how they themselves as a child never got the opportunity to work or to go to study, to go to school, because they had domestic chores to do even from the small age of 8, and how they had immense dreams for their children but felt they were not in a position to do anything because they were not earning and they were in the shadows, and they felt they would never be able to educate their kids beyond a certain grade level. I think, and on a daily basis, the hardships they endured. Their day would start at 4 in the morning, right from struggling for basic necessities. So I think those women
and it is so difficult because they're struggling for food, shelter, clothing. I mean, where are we talking about educating them or even teaching them English? I mean,
exactly. That was the thing.
That is a different juggle altogether, I feel.
Just you are trying to get the basic necessities in the first place, and then you understand that education is important. So, and I think that sort of got me thinking, and their stories, and I felt that if we could do something to empower these women, which would allow them to, earn maybe to begin with,
and stand on their own feet,
on their own feet, which would help them make their both ends meet. Then they could do so much more. They had so much potential. They had dreams.
Brilliant.
All they needed was a tool which would allow them to be
and a little push. I think
and
sometimes all you need is a little support that comes in, and then you take off from there. So,
very true.
Yeah. So how many women work under Aftertaste?
So that was how the seed was sown. And after completing the fellowship, I started Aftertaste with only 2 women. These 2 women had never even been to a school or held a pen or a pencil before, let alone, why I say this, because we do niche art and craft work now. And but women who had immense courage, who did not want to accept those circumstances and wanted to change it. And today, to answer you, we have grown to a family of 16 women now.
Wow.
And directly impacting their families, which is 64 family members.
Brilliant.
So these women are sort of charting out a different path for their families, pushing their children towards higher education. And there is a lady called Kamrunisa ji. Her daughter Zarina would have dropped out of school after class 10, but she pushed her and she funded her education with the money earned from Aftertaste.
Wow.
And today she's completing her diploma in education and she will be a government school teacher the next year.
Oh, that is phenomenal. That is some real good work. But I'm sure, Shalini, when you started off, or probably even at this juncture where Aftertaste is, you face a lot of real-time obstacles and hardships. And, you know, when people try doing good, there are a lot of others who are wanting to criticize, and blowing somebody else's candle does not make them any brighter, but this is something that people don't realize or comprehend. So what are the kind of hardships that you've been through, or even today, do the husbands come and tell you, listen, what you're doing is not right, and you're getting our women out to work, and do you face these sort of challenges?
Sure. Yeah, of course. I mean, as you rightly said, it has been very, very challenging, especially the first few months. Correct. Because to begin with, I was working with women who had never worked before and who lived in an environment which made them struggle for every basic necessity. Correct. So they were used to competing with each other.
So probably that aggression also, the bottled up aggression comes out in a negative way.
And my expectation from them was to work in an environment where they have to do something productive and collaborate with each other. एक दूसरे की मदद करना है और एक टीम में काम करना है, जो कि बहुत मुश्किल है, क्योंकि वो हमेशा अपने लिए लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं. तो अगर जब हम लोग शुरू में काम स्टार्ट किए, अगर हम लोग पेपर प्रोडक्ट्स बनाते हैं, तो मानिए किसी में कोई गलती हो गई, तो पहले हो जाता है कि नहीं, मेरी गलती नहीं है. So you want to defend yourself. Correct. And you also want to sort of, you are insecure of each other. Yeah. Because you first want to
झूंझने की इतनी आदत सी हो जाती है
कि पहले मुझे अपना संभालना है, अपना बचाना है. तो ये it's not, their life makes them struggle like that. तो वो जो मुश्किलें आई, उस वजह से जो पहले जो शुरुआत हमने की, तब 2 औरतें थी, फिर और 2 औरतें ज्वाइन की, और वो 4 लोगों को इकट्ठा करके एक साथ कोलैबोरेटिव वे में काम करना और उनका वो माइंडसेट बदलना, आई थिंक दैट इज अ की चैलेंज. टोटली. बिकॉज स्किल्स आई फील सीख जाते हैं, एंड बट वो जो सोच होता है वो बदलना इज अ वेरी बिग चैलेंज, स्पेशली जब व्हेन यू आर एडल्ट्स, व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग विद चिल्ड्रन, इट्स अ डिफरेंट बॉल गेम, बिकॉज आई वर्कड विद when you're adults, with each one of us, I think हम लोग सब कंडीशन हो चुके हैं एक पर्टिकुलर थॉट प्रोसेस के, तो उसको बदलना और उम्मीद रखना कि उससे हम बाहर आके कुछ घंटों के लिए कुछ अलग सोचेंगे और करेंगे, तो वो that is a constant challenge.
So Shalini, we were talking about, while these women come out of their houses, are there any sort of challenges that you face with their husbands, or, they stopping them, they refuse to get them out? So what is it that you'd like to?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it was a challenge initially, and that's why, the first few women who came, they had to do a lot of convincing at home. Of course, there was one person who was really supportive. So, and I think his wife became the role model for the rest. Okay. When you see one person from the community taking that step, then women could also convince their husbands that she is doing it, and I am the one who's going to be teaching them. Because what really helped, I would like to add here, is the fact that I taught their children. So the initial trust building had happened. Right. And I think that is a challenge which is faced by many organizations when they try to penetrate anywhere and make a start. So you have to invest a lot of time in earning the trust. Yeah.
But I think what worked for you, that the foundations were laid.
Because I was a teacher. Yes. So, and that's why initially, though some of the husbands were skeptical that okay, fine, you can go for limited time, gradually they changed, and today these women come to exhibitions We display our products in several corporates. We've reached so far in 50 to 60 corporate organizations in Mumbai.
Wow. Wait, coming to you mentioned about products. So what products are we talking about? They make some niche products. You had spoken at the beginning of the conversation. So what are they?
So what we do, and I have been training them to make paper products.
Okay.
So these women, they have transformed themselves from being entirely unskilled in art and craft to becoming skilled artisans today.
Wow.
And they create handmade paper products.
Okay.
We create around 20 different types of handmade paper products. Right from stationery, which includes pen stands, photo frames, notepads, and to lifestyle products like magnets, lamps, folders also in stationery, and danglers, decorative danglers. And they don't just handcraft the entire product, they also do art on it. So each and every product is entirely handmade and then hand-drawn by them.
Brilliant. So totally customized by aftertaste.
We do a lot of customization, as you said. We do a lot of customized orders as well.
So basically, do you sell these products in the corporates, and what is the reach? I mean, is it just national, or you have international clients as well?
So yeah, we have been, I mean, of course, in Mumbai, we have been able to reach out to several corporates. Like we've exhibited with close to 60 corporate houses so far.
That's great.
And we have regular tie-ups with some reputed corporates there. But interestingly, our products have also traveled outside India and outside Mumbai to start with, to Pune, to Hyderabad, Bangalore. And outside country, our products have been to Germany, to Spain, to the United States, to Australia.
So where is your setup in Bombay? Where do you operate from? Yeah.
So we work, our setup from the very beginning has been entirely grassroots, because I think I firmly believed, after being in for 2 years in that classroom, that you can make a start with minimal resources.
Correct.
And the idea was to come up with a model which would allow these women to finish their domestic responsibilities and work.
Then work.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have to travel too far. So we, for the first 2.5 years, were inside that particular slum in a 8 feet by 8 feet space, where the women learnt and created every product.
Wow.
And since the last 1 year, we have a workshop which is at just where the slum starts, the community starts. This is in Ambujwari, a place called Ambujwari in Malvini, in the western suburbs of Malad in Mumbai. So that is where our center is. That's where the women come every afternoon and they sit and create these paper products.
So beautiful. What is it that you're planning in the coming years? You know, what do you want to do with Aftertaste? Where do you see it going? How do you want to see it evolve in a different fashion altogether?
So right now we are working with one particular community, and my long-term goal has been to first replicate this across all the communities in Mumbai. There are several low-income communities where, since we have been able to sustain this model, and so we can replicate this in other communities, and finally reach out to say 100 women by 2019. And I think dream of a day where no child will drop out of school because there is dearth of income, where the women feel empowered enough to be able to pursue, you know, push their children towards education.
So they can achieve their dreams, goals and visions in life. Yes. Shalini, what is it that you'd like to tell all our viewers who are watching you? Well, there are a lot of people who are hearing this interview, watching you live, and what is it that is a take-back message that you'd like to share with all of us?
I think one thing which I would definitely like to say is hard work has no substitute.
Absolutely.
And if you are passionate about something, do not try to think of what will be the outcome. What if it does not work out? Take that plunge with a leap of faith, and if you persevere and don't give up, I'm sure you'll see the results someday.
Totally. So very fulfilling experience that you've had, and this is what we'd like to tell everybody. Well, this platform of PRERNA is all about inspiring people and bringing people like Shalini, who've made such a huge difference. Well, change can start in a small way, but all that it takes is zest and the determination to do it. Well, thank you so much, Shalini, for joining us at PRERNA, and on behalf of of Sare Jahan Se Acha, we'd really like to wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.